Welcome to the Accumulating Wealth Podcast. I'm Judson Crawford.
And I'm Hunter Satterfield. We are CPAs, wealth advisors, and partners at CWA, a financial services firm here to help business owners navigate the decisions they face every day.
Yeah, you know what? I've been looking forward to this episode all day.
Is that because we're talking about taxes, or it involves other people making expensive mistakes instead of us?
A little bit of both. But really, it's because today we're talking about something the IRS officially calls the Dirty Dozen, which sounds like a movie or maybe a sandwich, but unfortunately, it's neither.
I think you're making me pretty hungry. You got any gummy bears?
I do, actually.
All right, let's go.
Okay, Hunter. Welcome back again to the Accumulating Wealth Podcast. I'm Judson Crawford. I like your green shirt today.
Thank you.
It has an interesting little outline of the United States with a flag in it.
It is indeed.
Is that a putt-putt shirt?
I'm so proud of you for knowing that the Masters started today, Judson.
I totally did.
It is Masters Day, folks. And by the time you listen to this, there will already be a winner. Hey, Judson, since you're such a golf aficionado,
Big time.
who are you cheering for? Not who you think's going to win. Who are you cheering for?
The one and the only Red Raider, Wreckham, Ludwig.
Yeah, for sure. I'm cheering for Spieth, Longhorn, but also because I think the game is better when he's a winner. So it's been a long time, 10 years, 11 years. So I'm cheering for Spieth. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the Masters this weekend. Also, since we last recorded, some stuff's happened in the market.
Yeah, it's been a wild few weeks, to say the least.
Yeah.
And a wild short week. So, we were talking about the fact that it's been a little bit since we've done too much of a market update. You can go back and you can listen to our update with Brad back on March 6th. But like we said, there's been a few things that's happened since then. So here, as we sit, there's been a little bit of a bounce back in the market. The S&P is still down for the year, but not very much. It's down 0.6%. Hunter, you want to give us a little bit of an update on kind of where other areas in the market stand?
Yeah, I mean, I think that geopolitics continue to wreak havoc, just like we talked about with Brad 6 weeks ago in the market. Now, that being said, it's swinging wildly everywhere. That being said, we actually have some really good performance overall in the market this year. So you can look at like Russell 3000 value index is up 6, which is quite impressive. Russell 1000's up 8, mid cap's up 8. International's up 9. So if you actually, and you take this back even to what we talked about with Brad, back to when we began to see the sector rotation right around November of last year. So we're now running 5 months, a diversified portfolio, like our diversified portfolios are up almost 11% and the S&P's down 0.3. So diversification, it seems to continue to be the theme and the story of how to sort of navigate these choppy waters that we're dealing with geopolitics, because who knows which direction this thing takes. And you would think at first, like, oh, international should be getting killed right now. But in fact, international is doing well. And so, again, I think diversification is king as we look at the geopolitics and AI story.
Well, and I think it's interesting, too, and it's a great lesson for clients to take. And we've talked about this before, but, you know, if you are just sticking with the news, it probably feels like your accounts are down, like your accounts have been super volatile, like maybe they've recovered a little bit, but you know, gosh, it's been a bad year. And really, if you look at the numbers, that is just not the case.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, our equity fund is pushing up over 7% for the year. I mean, and so I think that if you, again, like you're right, if you look at the headlines only, it can be sort of nerve wracking. But then if you actually unpack it and say, okay, how am I doing again in a diversified portfolio? It's doing fine.
Yeah. And you know, I had a conversation with a client just earlier this week. And it's hard during times where there is this type of volatility and this type of, you know, somewhat scary stuff going on in the world with war. But, you know, it's why we've talked about this time and time again on this podcast, and we do it with our clients all the time, is you can't emotionally invest. That's just the bottom line.
Yep, absolutely. Before we get to taxes, the other thing that we have got to say is, since you and I both recorded last together, we have both seen Project Hail Mary.
No.
What?
No, I didn't get to go see it.
Bro.
No. You know,
listeners,
here's the
if you haven't seen this movie, you have to go.
I'm going this weekend.
I was sitting next to my 17-year-old who turned to me right afterwards. He's like, Dad, that might be the best movie I've ever seen in the movie theater, which is saying something.
I'm going this weekend, but here's the real problem, Hunter. I looked at going last week after work, but the movies in the theaters after work are like at 7:30,
You'd be
and that,
asleep.
oh my, I wouldn't make it through. I'd be home past 10 p.m. And you know what? I used to feel differently about this, but if you're out on the streets past 10 p.m., you're probably doing something wrong. And that's why I'm asleep by then.
You gonna talk to my kids about that?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm just here to say that I even teared up, which means the over under on number of times Judson
I'll be
cries
weeping
during this movie
over Rocky.
is 10.5. Email Mason at Kane Waters with your guess on over under. Okay, seriously, let's get to taxes, which, by the way, the data is coming out from the Treasury. And Judson, since last fall, we told everybody on here that refunds were going to be higher than ever. And the data thus far from the Treasury shows that's to be true. 14%. So income tax refunds are running 14% higher than the exact same time period last year. Billions and billions of dollars of refunds are hitting so far. So we've been talking about that. Because
go spend it, America.
Go pay down debt, America. Go invest in your IRA, America.
There are deals at Best Buy right now.
Why did you say Best Buy?
I don't know.
Like
you can get a plasma TV for your living room.
Why didn't you say like TJ Maxx or something, bro? That's where the deals are. Best Buy. Okay. Seriously. Income tax refunds are running 14% higher, which is pretty cool. But the real crux of today's episode, Judson, is the Dirty Dozen.
The Dirty Dozen.
Always that dirty, dirty dozen.
This is an annual podcast that we do look forward to because
we got to talk about the schemers and scammers.
And the fishers and the
what was that? Spear fishers from last year? Yeah. Okay. So for those that do not know, every year the IRS puts out their Dirty Dozen list, 12 key scams to watch for, which we have a lot of the same ones from the past few years, because I think from the IRS's perspective, those are the things that are still really, truly the things we've got to pay attention to. There are a couple of new ones, but this was just released. What's the date line on this sucker? March 5th. So we're recording a month in. So we're not going to rip through all of these, but Judson, broadly, what's the theme here?
The theme is sort of the same, right? I mean, it's really, as we make fun of it, it really is, as they call them, schemers and scammers. It is focused on promoters, 100% promoters.
Would that be like a finfluencer?
That'd be like what finfluencers may be a part of it.
Yeah.
And just basically people that give poor advice for money. Bottom line.
Yeah, and perhaps, I mean, we've joked, we've now recorded 2 episodes on finfluencers and the ridiculousness on social media. And thank you, listeners. We are getting actually some from you, which we will absolutely record on those. If you send them to us, we will find a way to record on them. So we've got a 3rd episode coming, there's no doubt. But Judson, number 4 on the Dirty Dozen this year is, quote, misleading tax advice on social media.
Shocking.
We
beat the IRS to it.
Yeah. Viral, quote, this is what it says. Viral tax hacks can push taxpayers to file returns with false information or claim deductions they don't qualify for. Maybe like putting your initials on clothing and trying to run that through. What do you think?
That one, 100%. He is a tax hack.
Yeah. Yeah. So that one is officially on the list. And I bet you my gut tells me it stays for a bit.
But before you go on, in that next paragraph where you're just reading from, because I think that this will put a lot of confidence in our listeners, tell our listeners about the coalition the IRS is working with.
The IRS and the Coalition Against Scam and Scheme Threats. CAST. Wait, it's CAST.
CAST.
Yeah. Coalition Against Scam and Scheme Threats.
The Coalition Against Scam and Scheme Threats.
Listen, listeners, if you would like to apply to be on this coalition, are you in any coalitions, Judson?
Not that I'm aware of.
I am dying to join a coalition. If you have one for us, let's go.
How do you get on a coalition?
I don't know, but I'm not going to be on that one. That one seems super lame. Okay, bouncing back though, I mean, really, both 1 and 2 here are not too much different than we've talked about in the past. It's all about, so number 1's IRS impersonation by email and text, which Scott Clinch and I mentioned this. You and I have mentioned this for basically 5 years. that the IRS never will contact you, and it remains number one on their list.
Yeah, it's just the only difference I think is now it's AI enabled, right? So
Yeah,
maybe they're getting better. Maybe AI is allowing them to sound more real. But again, the basis is they're not calling you.
right. Yeah, because number two is AI enabled. Yeah, on that exact thing. So now it's like we're probably talking about the number of these are going to continue to increase. In fact, in number one, they even say the IRS reported over 600 social media impersonators during fiscal year 2025. What is that?
Is social media impersonator? I've got to think because they're not just talking about the tax hacks out there. They must be talking about social media impersonators of like IRS agents. I've got
Yeah.
to think.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is people stop getting your advice from social media on taxes. All
Yeah.
right. And
I'm
then
not
don't,
sure that you can trust anything on social media, period, anymore.
yeah, don't
Not sure.
listen to anything that you see on there related to taxes. Don't answer a phone call from the IRS. Don't answer a text. Just ignore, ignore,
The
ignore.
only thing you can trust on social media is that old people will yell about politics.
Indeed.
That's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is fake.
All of it. In fact, we should just get off social media, Judson.
Oh, dude, would that be the best thing in the world? If everybody was just like, you know what? We're done. We're done with social media.
We could do it if we all did it together.
Before
Okay.
my girls got into high school, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Number three, fake charities is what they're warning us about. What's that
And-
one say?
Well, this one specifically is talking about fraudsters. So not even schemers or scammers. These are fraudsters that exploit tragedies and disasters by creating fake charities and basically collecting donations and personal information. So either they're fake charities, again using real world happenings to get people to actually donate real dollars or to collect your personal information and steal your identity. So check out the charities you're giving money to. Probably again, if you want to give money on certain issues, certain, disasters or whatever, seek out a reputable charity and seek it out yourself instead of receiving a phone call and feeling like you're going to give something, in that way or by email, frankly.
Yeah, I think clients are getting better. We are getting better at this. Like, I mean, even Carrie and I got an email from something that ended up being valid, but we got it. And we are like, this just doesn't seem right. So then
Right.
we went directly to the website, and it was right. And I think most folks are getting there because, in fact, number five says that identity theft. The warning is identity theft involving IRS online account access, where basically people are reaching out, and trying to essentially get you to sign up for an IRS account or whatever else and then steal your data that way. So I just generally think that the rule of thumb here because now all payments are online, you have to pay through irs.gov. We've talked about being able to file for your kiddos on irs.gov. I just think the number one rule of thumb to avoid these things is just go directly to the website. Don't ever click a link in an email. Don't ever click a link on a website. And it's not that complicated. It's irs.gov. And then from there, you can navigate and get to whatever you need to.
Yep.
Make your payments or whatever else. So
Number 7 is something called bogus self-employment tax credit promotion. This goes back to something I said earlier, is basically anytime you have somebody calling and selling you a credit, that is what they call a promoter. They're taking money by, again, selling you and saying they can file this credit for you. Don't do this. Go to a professional tax advisor and ask them if you really think this is something that you could apply, that you could get. Go to your tax advisor and talk to them about the credit. Anytime somebody's calling you and selling you a credit, or you're getting an email, again, just be smart about it. If they're promoting a credit, they're trying to get a cut of that. They are not going to be there to defend you when the IRS says this isn't legit. So be careful. No promoters.
ever. Yeah. Well, and there's another one here. And again, I think their theme continues to be like no promoters, be careful who's, dealing with your tax information. Because number 8 is what they're calling ghost preparers, which is somebody that prepares
Not really a ghost.
No?
I thought so. I thought this was going to be something spooky, but it's not.
Judson. I think I just came up with another top 3, bottom 3.
Okay.
Top 3, bottom 3 ghosts.
Okay.
Casper's on the list, right?
Casper's definitely top
He's
3.
really cute and he's a mattress.
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah. What's the green guy from Ghostbusters?
Slimer.
Slimer's got to be on the bot.
Thank you, producer Aaron.
He's got to be on the bottom three. Okay,
No, Slimer's pretty cool.
coming soon to an episode near your top three, bottom three ghosts. Ghost
Save that
preparers
for Halloween.
are, oh, good point. Are they prepare a return but refuse to sign it and include their PTIN, which is a tax identification number, which we all have as CPAs to be able to prepare them. And so, I mean, I think this is just one where the IRS is like, if you are out there. So, first off, as a reminder, almost all basic returns and even ones that include over W-2 and things like that, all those things can be done on irs.gov or with TurboTax. Okay. From there, if you've got more complex things, you would want to use a reputable CPA firm in all likelihood. But if you're going to like a preparation shop that might be out there, if they are unwilling to sign it or put their PTIN on it, you should run away quickly, because they are required to do that if they're collecting money from you, because then that holds them liable for what's on the return itself. So stay away from the Casper preparers.
Yep. Number 9, non-cash charitable contribution schemes. Bottom line is if you are going to donate any property that's over $5,000, you have to have some sort of appraisal, and that needs to be actual fair market value. Anything that seems like it is inflated or doesn't have a real appraisal, just stay away from it.
Number 10. Thank you, Judson, for number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10 is something complex that I didn't even think about, but this is kind of crazy. Overstated withholding schemes. Have you heard of this?
No.
Yeah. So basically, scammers, we got a scammer again.
Another scammer.
Why are they using these terms all the time? Like, come up with something different. Scammers encourage taxpayers to inflate withholding amounts to manufacture a larger refund by reporting zero or little income on incorrect forms. Like, who is doing this? That's crazy.
And inflating other withholding?
Yeah.
Like,
and
is that not a line item that would just be tagged in a computer system somewhere?
I would assume, but I have not heard of that. But that's a pretty, I mean, these are going to be on like 1099s. I love that they actually mentioned the Alaska PFD on here. These are going to be on those things where people say, hey, put more withholding. I mean, if anybody's ever telling you what to do on a 1099 that's not like your bank, you should probably not listen to them or call your CPA.
Or just report what you actually withheld.
Indeed.
That, like, don't that lie.
Complex. Yeah.
Like, that could be summed as just don't lie.
I appreciate that on number 11, don't lie. Next year's list, don't lie and don't cheat the system.
That's right.
I appreciate on this list of the Dirty Dozen that they still include number 11.
Spearfishing.
They really care about us. Spearfishing campaigns targeting us, Judson.
That's right.
They do care about us. And this is, in fact, we get, my goodness.
We do get these.
Our IT department has got to be just so mad at all times at all these spear fishermen. Yeah, this isn't for you listeners. This is for us, but I do appreciate that the IRS still cares.
Hi, my name is Bob. I'd like you to file my tax return.
Yeah. And then it's like,
literally,
click this
and
link.
there must be people that are like, well, heck yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm not going to put my PTIN. I'm a ghost preparer.
Right.
And then the last one, the dirtiest of the dirty, no, not really, and they're not in order, I don't think, is just offering compromise marketings, which we've talked about in the past. It's not a big deal for any of you. This is going to be if you are basically somebody comes and says, hey, we're going to, offer to get you, a compromise on whatever tax, notice you have outstanding. We're going to charge you a huge fee. But most of you folks are using your CPA for that, which is where you should be as well.
And once again, if you do owe the IRS a good deal of money, go visit a tax preparer.
Yeah. Or
a good tax advisor. Call us. We can help you. But what that doesn't often mean is getting you out of the liability. The IRS just doesn't often say, oh, well, you sound nice, and so I'll, you don't have to pay as much. There are ways that you can get payment plans. There are ways that you can get out of hock with the IRS. But most of the time that is not paying the tax.
Indeed. I just need to mention one more thing before we finish. We just both flipped over this at the very top of the letter, Judson. It says that the Dirty Dozen is part of a broader campaign conducted through the Security Summit, blah, blah, blah. The Security Summit is reinforced by outreach efforts tied to National Slam the Scam Day.
I bet the coalition made that up.
On March 5th. Bro, we're putting that on our calendar. No,
yeah.
Next year, Slam the Scam Day. is a
Okay.
national day now.
We need to, yeah, that's like Space Jam stuff.
Yeah, apparently. You have something else?
No, I have some rapid fire ways how not to become a case study.
Oh, that sounds great. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I have one last
I
thing.
wrote this down while we were doing this. So, bottom line, the IRS starts with mail, not text, not phone calls, not emails. No legitimate tax benefit requires secrecy. No real agency demands immediate payment, and no TikTok or other various social media sites is not better than your CPA.
But what about our TikTok?
Our TikTok is different than the rest. We're not schemers, scammers, or promoters or fraudsters.
Yeah, Zane and Caitlin are not those things.
No. Listen to Zane and Caitlin.
Yeah. Last but not least, I have a book recommendation, Judson.
Okay.
It is called
Movie recommendation and a book recommendation.
well, the movie recommendation is very well known at this point, right?
True.
The book is called The Dirty Dozen.
Okay.
Yeah, how about that? It is quite interesting. I loved it. I'm trying to find the author real quick. It is actually the 12 court cases that like remade the United States judicial system.
No.
And it came out like 20 years ago, but if you were a nerd on like the judicial system, highly recommended. I read it probably like 10 or 15 years ago, picked it up then more recently. And it just helps you understand, like, it's all about these cases that were just done very poorly, and how they were written and how the Supreme Court ruled in them. So anyway, highly recommended for those that care.
If you are into Dirty Dozen things, go listen to that book.
Or watch the
read it.
movie. The movie, right? The 1960s movie?
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not your book.
Oh, it's not.
No.
All
Dirty
right.
Dozen's Western, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a war movie.
Yeah.
Boy, we sound
We're doing
old.
really good.
All right, get us out of here.
All right. The best way to keep up with this is the best way to keep up with us is to subscribe to this podcast. That way you never have to miss an episode and you can go back and listen to all the others. If you're enjoying us so far, leave us a review. Have a question, comment, or suggestion for a future episode, drop us a line at cadenwaters.com/wealth. We really do answer these and we love hearing from you. And if you want to learn more about what we do when we're not recording these episodes, visit cadenwaters.com to see how we're helping over 3,500 clients reach their long-term financial goals. Hunter, seen any ghosts or goblins today?